Welcome to Being Well with your Jewish grandmother, where I, Grandma, or in Yiddish, Babi Devorah, nourish you with words of wisdom that will fire up your health. The title of today's video is From Bondage to Freedom with Food. And that is in keeping with the Jewish holiday that's coming up of Passover, or as we say, Pesach, which is when we celebrate the freeing of the Jewish slaves so that we could go out into the wilderness. Now, we were in bondage to the king, Paro, and after a long story and 10 plagues and all sorts of miracles, we were set free. But what were we set free to do? We were set free to serve God. And over the course of time, people complained. They wanted to go back to Egypt. They were not comfortable with this freedom. Now, I'm going to talk about food, how this works with food and eating. So many nutritionists make so many promises. Eat the food you like and lose weight. Can you eat what you like and lose weight? Well, it depends on a few things. Number one, what do you like? If it were really so easy to lose weight eating the food you like, and here I'm going to assume that the food that we're being told about is all the processed, calorically dense things that have been gifted to us by the processed food industry. Well, look around. If it were really, really, really so easy to lose weight eating these foods, would we have an obesity epidemic? Would we have 75% of people overweight? Would we have over 40% of adults obese? I think not. And then I hear from people, but I don't want to eat this stuff. It's tasteless. It's horrible. That's because our taste buds have been put into bondage by the processed food industry. Things taste better. What can I say? I'm not going to lie. They taste better than we should be eating. Okay, I know there's going to be someone out there who doesn't like watermelon, but for most people, a juicy, delicious watermelon, yum! But does that compare to a hot fudge sundae? Let's face it. But were we meant to eat a hot fudge sundae with all that fat and all that sugar? And yes, there's salt in it too. It's hijacked our taste buds so that the watermelon is just, Is that freedom? Is eating that hot fudge sundae freedom? Absolutely not. But I don't want watermelon. I want a hot fudge sundae. Well, the good news is when you change what you eat, it takes some time. For some people, it could take days. For some people, weeks. For some people, it takes a few months. But your taste buds really, really, really do adapt. And that is true freedom. There was a song when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm dating myself. But there was a song by Stephen Stills, and the refrain went, "If you can't be with the one you love, honey, you gotta love the one you're with." Well, one aspect of being successful is accepting that highly processed food is harmful. It's like cocaine. It works on our brains like a drug. So, learn to love the good, healthy, whole food, plant-based. Learn to love that watermelon, potatoes, starches. People love starches, and with good reason. Starches make us satisfied. So, we have to go through a period of something called neuroadaptation, which is when our taste buds are adjusting. But when we do that, we really, really, really come to prefer it. I mean it. I've been there. I've done that. I've loved processed food. I've been addicted to processed food. And yes, I know addiction is a controversial word, but I am not hesitating to say I have been addicted. I am now free of that addiction. I no longer even want those things. It didn't happen overnight. But it does happen, and it did happen to me, and it can happen to you. You want to learn how? You want to learn more about this? Contact me at Devorah Shulman at beingwell.net. You can also find me on Facebook, and you can find me on LinkedIn. Please take action. Be an action taker. Like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Make that phone call, and let's have a conversation to see if coaching is right for you. To see if it can begin your ticket to freedom.